Indeed.
Hello again. Might have been a weird introduction.
That was a bit odd, yes.
Yeah, sorry everyone.
Greetings, tarnished.
Greetings from Trashed in the Attic.
Trashed in the Attic, episode 2.
Yes. Welcome back. As we said in the last video, at the end we might do little shorter ones for some of these.
So cast this mask aside.
And overly dramatic ones. So yeah, we're going to crack on with this one.
Maybe shouldn't have actually.
And then we're going to find Pete some deodorant.
Yeah, absolutely, absolutely.
So,
just continuing a small series of videos about some new stuff we've got in the bar that you maybe haven't seen. This one is very new to us. I'd never heard of it until two lovely members of their team came in and let us try it. They were very nice.
Because you started off going, oh god, what are they going to be like? Because somebody came up to you at the bar and just went, oh, have you got any Kingsbarns? And you immediately thought, you told me that you were like, oh god, it's going to be one of those people who just ask for everything you don't have. It turns out, no, they were just really
nice.
reps.
Yeah, it turns out I'm just a grumpy bugger. But no.
They're just nice reps who gave us a couple of cheeky bottles, little tasters, and they were very nice little tasters as well, which is the reason we ended up getting in this. We got the opportunity to buy this in. And having tasted
I also think sometimes we can be a little snobby as whiskey drinkers when it comes to new distilleries. Sometimes I feel I don't exactly. I mean, I do it. I'm like, oh, I never heard of that before.
Well,
I think we can sometimes fall into that trap of, oh, it's a new distillery. It's probably not going to be very good.
Yeah, it's new. They haven't got fucking clue what they're doing. Of course,
and that's just rubbish. Of course, there's some brand spanking new distilleries.
Torvig is one I speak about because I didn't know about it until I was on Sky and seen a sign that says Torvig Distillery. I'm like,
I've never heard of that.
I don't know what that is. I work in a whiskey bar and I've literally never heard of those words. And I said it wrong to start with anyway because it's weird and got B's and H's where they shouldn't be.
Well, that's cool, and the fact that there are more distilleries opening up all the time is a wonderful thing.
More the merrier.
And we should absolutely try them all without
there's a
bias or prejudice.
There's a new one in Glasgow.
No, not from Glasgow. Yeah, no, absolutely. We should, and that's it. But I do know that I sometimes I'll admit to maybe not giving these new distilleries a fair crack at it.
Yes, but when somebody comes in and hands you a couple of miniatures and you try them and you realise actually they're really nice. Torvig, I tried it, I went and got a bottle and it was really nice for a first release. And I was quite impressed with it. This is not far from Kingsbarns' first release. They've had a few out already, but they are still very new. This is the Distillery Reserve 2021 edition.
Where are they from, Darren?
The Kingdom of...
It's Lowlands. It's a Lowland dram, maybe?
Technically, yes.
Cool.
But the pot stills were made in Forsyth and Rothes, which is Speyside. So the stills are from Speyside.
Cool. Quite a nice little. So 60% is first fill ex bourbon, 40% is first fill shaved, toasted, and recharred red wine barriques, which is quite interesting.
Barriques or barracks? Because barracks are full of soldiers.
Barracks or barrique. I think it's barrique. If you want to be a pedant about it. Cash strength at 61.8% ABV. A very warming and toasty 61.8% ABV.
I'm going to be shaved, toasted, and recharred soon.
I think I'm going to need it. Yeah, shaved, toasted, and recharred is what they're doing to their barrels. It's something that is we're probably going to talk a little bit more about in the future. So they'll shave off the sort of top layers of already toasted, already charred kind of barrel.
Yeah.
Reeling a bit of new wood.
I don't know if we know this or not, but so these shaved ones, have they already held spirit?
Yeah. So they're red wine barriques.
Yes. And then they shave off like probably like the top layer.
What my understanding is they will have held red wine.
Yes, and then they're
then used for whiskey. They will have been toasted or charred, as you know, like to char the inside, as we know that they do with whiskey barrels and things like that. And then they will have been used to hold spirit. Now, what I think STR means is that once they've held whiskey spirit, they shave that charred sort of alligator kind of part of the inside, and then they will re-toast and re-char it for their own uses. and I think that maybe
that yawn wasn't because you were talking. It's just been a long
it's
day.
fine. No, no, I get that quite a lot when I talk about these things.
A genuine accident.
And that will allow the spirit to penetrate a little further into the wood and maybe bring out some more of those kind of notes. It's my understanding that might not be completely accurate, but as far as I'm aware, that's
maybe to
what
get more of a mix between the previously held liquid and the wood influence. Just how to recycle casks. It's cask upcycling is what it is. It's upcycling casks.
Maybe just so they can use casks for longer. But I don't know.
Upcycling.
No, well, some sort of cycling anyway. I think that is the thing. But the red wine, there certainly is a little hint of that sort of rich tart fruitiness in there for me.
I think it's like an apricot-y type thing.
It's probably, yeah. I would get that. It's certainly fruity. It's slightly sweet.
I like the smell of red wine, but I don't like
it's certainly got a lot more in the nose than I would expect from a dram from the lowlands. But sorry, I'm not a huge fan.
But
it's very spirity. Woocha beasties, that just burnt my nose.
I breathed too deeply in that last
one.
Oh
yeah, certainly. They've gone all out on this one. It's strong. It's fruity. It's got a lot on the nose, which is nice. Yeah.
A bit vanilla.
100%, and that could be your toasting and your charring that's bringing out all that kind of stuff.
Right. Let's go.
It's a lovely nose. It's a lovely complex nose is what I quite like about it. I feel that the more you go back to it, it's revealing little things. There's some sort of like cherry drops, which is maybe like a bourbon note that's been going in.
I mean, in the last video we did,
I got a little bit of toothpaste there.
The nickname.
Is that you?
Yeah, sorry. No. I thought we were going to smooch. I thought you were ready.
It's like sort of almost herbally.
But that last nickname we did was 48%, and we thought it was quite boozy. This is about the same level of boozy, but oh boy, does it contain the extra booze. Are you alright there? Was that a bit much?
No, it's lovely.
I like that. Is that mouth water in that?
It is.
I've kept a little bit of mine just to.
Again, nippy.
Yeah.
Did it really have to be that strong?
I've added a good chunk of water in it.
There's probably, I think, a complexity of flavour in there that wouldn't be lost by adding a drop of water.
I've added more than a drop just because I think it's very.
I think the first one would disappear. I say the first one as if we're doing it all like the nickname that we tried a wee while ago would disappear.
A while ago.
5 minutes for us, but look, it's like interstellar in this place. That one I think has enough sort of body to not be lost by diluting it with a wee drop of water.
Yeah, it definitely packs more of the flavours than the last one did. Yeah. And I think I've added a good chunk of water to this, as I said, but
I don't know how evident this red wine barrique cask is on the palate. You might find it a little more prevalent than me because my palate's a little battered over time. But I certainly got some of that nice red fruit berryness in the nose, a little less.
There's something on the finish. I'm going to cheat and use the notes because there's something there.
Oh dear.
So they say rhubarb in it. I don't know if that's quite what I'm sensing. There's something
There's
in the finish. Yeah,
absolutely.
Something there, and it's nice that.
It's a nice, like if you like something like an Auchentoshan,
which I do,
or around those sort of more flavourful lowland kind of drams, this might be up your street.
And we tried. Obviously, we got those little wee tasters from the reps that were in, and those were very nice ones.
If you like a whiskey, like I will say, like there's a lot of things when people are asking for whiskey, and the thing that they dislike is the burn. That's not one to give people who dislike
somebody's
burn.
like, oh, I've tried a few, but I find them all quite burny. Here, try
That's
this.
not one I would recommend. No, if it's not, I wouldn't. Which is quite interesting because I wouldn't say it's, although it's a brand new, it's a new whiskey drinker's dram. You know what I mean?
No, it's not. It's not.
There's a lot of intense kind of like obviously it's quite strong in alcohol content, but also there are some flavors going on in there that are a little intenser than you maybe would want if you were just starting out and you don't like those overpowering kind of things.
Yeah, but from what I remember from the little ones we tried before as well,
it wasn't that.
No, the small Kingsbarns ones we tried before.
Kingsbarns.
I keep forgetting the S.
Because he's got more than one, apparently.
It still contains a little bit of that. I don't think, from what I remember from when we tried them, they weren't.
It's a similar profile, but that is really boozy.
Yeah.
And I think they're like, well, why? Why is it really boozy?
I mean, I'm not going to say no to it, but
no,
as you say, you're not going to give it to somebody who's going, here, you want something light?
I'd sit and think about that. No, it's nice. It's certainly a one I would recommend trying, because there's certainly different things going on in it, and I think if you were to sit and mull that over,
as long as you know you like whiskey, then this isn't going to put you off. I think if you're not sure,
buy a couple, add a drop of water, keep a bit straight, and then I think it's certainly an experimenty one where you could figure out, if I could figure out where I could dilute that to where it's not burning my nostrils, like, you know, then I find that really pleasant.
See, I did a good chunk of water and it's still pretty boozy.
But how much flavour is like there? You know, like
it's dropping off. It's dropping off, and maybe that's why you cask it. Maybe the fact that you once you watered it down didn't really get anything from it anyway.
And it's also young, and I sometimes feel that these young whiskies amp up the ABV to sort of make up for the fact that there might not be
a
huge amount of stuff going on. You know, so I don't know, but this one, it's got some nice flavour. It's got some nice notes. There's some interesting things going on in there. And it probably warrants a second look or a third look, and go back and maybe drop a couple of drops of water in there and see how it goes.
One to try when you already know you like whiskey. If you're not sure, not a great.
I wouldn't just jump straight in.
No, yeah, that's what I mean. If you're like, oh yeah, maybe kind of like some of these, don't go for this one. Maybe.
Absolutely.
If you know you're still going to drink whiskey after it, no matter what.
If you like golf.
Yes.
You know, did you do that?
No, I've been sitting fucking chomping.
You've been waiting to tell everyone about it.
I've been waiting to hoping we're going to segue into it.
On you go.
So it was founded. So the Kingsbarns Distillery and Visitor Centre opened in November 2014 and began filling the barrels of spirit in the following March. So the Visitor Centre opened first, and then they started distilling.
All right.
Yeah.
Can you imagine going on a tour? Like, this
is where we're
our bonded warehouse, to make and it's just empty.
Yeah, that would be it. Yeah, there would be literally nothing in that warehouse. So these are our shelves.
Yeah.
This is our dust.
I went on a tour of Glengarry quite recently. They're reopened. Speaking about tours, I went on a tour of Glengarry, and they've recently reopened after COVID, and they have some building work and things, and it was really, really good. I really enjoyed it for our most local distillery here and stuff. It was really nice.
I will do it one day.
They have a malting house now, and they're going to be malting a portion of their own barley, which is very interesting to me because it's a part of the process that I've seen probably the least of.
Okay.
And I've got in there, and their sort of kilns and stuff, and it was really, really cool. They've moved back to old sort of more traditional methods, directly firing the still as opposed to having like a heating coil in it. So there's like a big fire going on underneath that, and she was even saying there's talk of them going back to a slightly peated recipe like Glengarry used to be.
So you were saying about like the lowland stuff and stuff, you don't like it, but actually traditionally lowland were peated. And Annandale are one that are going back to that, and then again another new distillery. Great to see. We actually tried. We have not tried their whiskey because it's not out yet. Or there was like one release and we could get it. I think I can't remember off the top of my head.
I can't help but feel that.
But we tried.
I have a biased opinion towards lowland drams that perhaps
traitors.
That they maybe took some of that peat out, and then, but that was what was given them character.
Maybe, yeah.
And then without that, they all seem a little light, a little plain, a little quick to disappear. And maybe
but Annandale are bringing it back a little bit. Glengarry.
Possibly, maybe. And they were like that. And that would be roughly about, I think, 10 ppm is what the road spirit
very
to.
Very
like you think that. What's Lefroy?
45, something like that. Yeah.
So it was very slight.
Anyway, I didn't do my golf fact yet. You interrupted me.
Sorry.
So it was founded by a local golf caddy who wished to convert the historic and semi-derelict farmsteading into a distillery.
Cool.
Golf fact done.
Golf fact done.
Sorry, a golf
that's cool.
fact. I don't know if that counts as a golf fact. We're not really that related to golf. Just,
So like, is
if
it
it
on
said-
a
if I said-
distillery? Is it on? Is the distillery on a golf
I think
course?
it's near it. It would be, to be honest, I don't think that's any more relevant than saying the local plumber wanted to do it.
I guess.
The local plumber really wanted to make it in a distillery.
Is he the King's caddy? Since it's the Kingsbarns.
No.
Oh well. Yeah. Anyway, interesting dram. Absolutely. New distillery, new to us, and well worth coming in and having a little crack at.
Yes, definitely. We have more to film today, so you will see more of us shortly. I don't know our release schedule for these videos because it's me that makes it up, and I haven't thought that far ahead.
Yeah. But on the day that we're recording them, it's my old man's 69th birthday, so happy birthday, Dad.
Happy birthday to his dad, and nice.
We'll have a dram. Yeah, well done. They're not going to understand that. But...
Thanks, folks. Thanks
Take
for
care,
watching.
guys. Bye bye.